pulling G.
Why? Like, can I ask why?
Why not, baby?
Why
Hey,
so
listen,
slow?
I'm on spring break. I'm laid back.
That's
I'm feeling
true.
relaxed. I'm on my
That's true.
staycation.
He
I am
is
nothing but
more-
motivation,
He came in pretty hot.
inspiration,
He came in pretty hot.
condensation.
And I knew it was pretty hot because
That's the rain.
Because that is
Water cycle. Soul cycle. Live your life
Finish up.
like a modern
Okay, there it is.
entrepreneur. Making it soar.
This is a guy who
We're back and you must endure. You're welcome.
He's back in action. He's more hyper than I've seen him before because that's a man who slept in. He didn't have to worry about certain things in his life that have been problematic, to say the least, with these so-called fuck them kids. But you know, Joey's back. Joey's happy. He's back in the saddle.
Love my students for none of them that listen, or will never
ever
how to figure out how to find.
They don't have access to it.
That's just not gonna happen.
Yeah.
But
let's not get you fired today.
Yeah, shout out to you, miss you all, but god damn, it's been a very nice week.
Well, I'm glad that you're enjoying yourself at spring break. We're back in the saddle, and I mean, it's face of the franchise time, baby. It's your host Michael DeFaro duty, and your boy across from me always, Little Joe, on every social media site except for OnlyFans. That's Joey_6969.
Yet currently had to be shut down due to the just a flurry of activity to the site. So I thank you guys for the love. I just ask, give everybody their respective time. You know, I appreciate the Bella Thorne treatment. I know it's been well deserved and hard work.
But you're not faking it. You're not faking it.
But I'm not faking it either. So I do ask. I give all my fans an appreciation, a foot pick, a little tickle of the balls, whatever you need to get through your week. I am here on my OnlyFans, and it's no fraudulentness here. There's no robots on my OnlyFans. This is hard work, this is grind work that I did so much that OnlyFans shut down.
Let's be honest, we live in Loudoun County. If there's any closeted dads, this would be the place.
At 1,000%, or any mom's just looking for a boy toy. I spin whichever way you need me to spin.
We are in, I think it goes Beverly Hills, New York, Loudoun County for that shit.
Yeah, so
the pool guy is #1 on the list of these Real Housewives of Loudoun County.
Hey, and dude, guess what I just updated? Just what I got, we're dude.
Tinder? Premium?
That commercial pool operator license, baby. We back! We back!
Joey actually looks at the porn ad that says hot single moms in his area, and he actually finds them.
I mean, I feel like, first of all, if I did actually do that, I don't need to do that because of the OnlyFans mentioned. Second of all, I would not be here with you right now. I feel like my credit, my identity would have been stripped. My skin would have been stripped, and I would have been a skinless man slowly perishing away.
You'd be like one of those skeletons in the science room.
100% I'd be a skeleton in a science room. If you click on those ads, you are becoming a skeleton. I'll tell you right now, for any of my suckers out there, I love you to death, but do not click on those ads. You'll become nothing but skin and bones in a science classroom with some guy with a bow tie using you as an example.
Why me?
On how
I don't wear bow ties.
Well, let's see.
First
of all, you went ahead and you just culpated yourself. So you did actually click on the ad. You are going to be skin and bones because you're a sucker.
No,
you're an easy slut.
I'm only there to see one thing only. Browser's house orgies were done in like a 5-minute span. We got things to do today. You know what I mean? Get in, get out.
Get in, get out, and be as forgotten as John Cena's rap albums. Let's get it.
I mean, once you go for the favorite page, it's over. So, this is all for money, obviously. So, what did the NFL do for their money situation? Because they lost a lot of TV deals this offseason. Joseph is...
Miguel.
Basically what happened was...
What is like a long, fancy version for Michael?
Definitely not Miguel.
Yeah.
There's not.
Let's move on. Go ahead.
Michael is the name you give your child when you have no fucking idea what you want to name your child.
Right.
Even though my mom did say I was named after an angel because she prayed to the angel for a boy, and she got a boy, and then blah, blah, blah.
I may be crossing some lines here, and always stop me if I am. I'm always one step away from getting canceled. But not the most Egyptian name either, not the most...
No, it is. Nechael is the Egyptian word. Okay. So if you go over there, it's not Michael, it's Nechael.
Nechael.
Yeah.
Okay. Am I pronouncing that correctly?
Yeah, you're good. But
you almost give me a look like
I
you're
know,
so
I mean,
proud of how well I'm
it's
pronouncing
pretty
that.
good.
Thank you.
With me and Sam teaching you, you're gonna get there.
I slowly but surely will be speaking
Arabic. There you go.
I didn't want to. Yeah.
I was stopped you from getting canceled.
Yeah. Again, always right on that line.
That's the cancellation you'll get because some people call Hispanics Spanish, and that's not right.
It's where we live in a fucked up world, a lot of fucked up perspectives, and to keep us on track here because I will get us very off track as I am well rested in coffee and do not have to work at all this week. So let us get back on track. And who else is not feeling this is the players. We talked about this last year with the 17-game schedule. It's obviously, like you already mentioned, money, dollar bills, y'all. Yep. Almighty dollar commands all, which Roger Goodell's soul is essentially possessed by at this point, as we've talked about many times on this show. I think, listen, it's revenue streams, as we mentioned, but it's a little troubling that they continue to kind of disregard the players' health and safety amidst of when you have things like CTE that's making more of noise than it ever has before, I would say, in certain lights. Concussion continues to be brought up. I think at least twice a week now, or once a week, once every 2 weeks, somebody brings up concussion to me. That's exactly what you're opening the door for. You're opening the door from it to go to 75% of players who played over 5 years have CTE to a good 90-95%. That's what you really want. I've talked about this before. I get passionate about this before. All bids, and shenanigans and bullshit aside, dude. You talk about trying to make it safer for the players, but then you continue to do actions that are exact opposite of that.
Right. So it's not a secret that I don't like Roger Goodell. It's not a secret. So
you don't like Roger Goodell?
Oh shit, no.
So fuck me either, dude. Let's do a podcast together.
So basically, what happened, and everybody saw it, that the cap went down to $198 million for all teams, which is a compensation from what they got from TV deals and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. COVID basically fucked that up because the ticket deals and all that stuff came into play as well, and it was the lowest since I think it was 2000 and something. But this is how they're going to combat it: 17-game season. No extra bye, and it's wild to me to think you preach player safety, but you don't change for a bye week. You don't change the roster. I didn't see any change to roster limits from 53 to maybe 63, stuff like that. But here's my thing, Joey, and I relatively agree with Stephen A. Smith, but it's true. If you think all these players are going to play 17 games, you're out of your fucking mind. I'm sorry. Once a team locks up whatever seeding that they have, whether it's week 15, whether it's week 16, whether it's week 17 now, or week 18, I guess, because there's a bye week, they're going to bench them. I'm sorry. We just talked about old quarterbacks before we got on the air. Tom Brady, I was going to say Drew Brees, RIP to his career, and he's going to Canton. But Tom Brady, Ben Roethlisberger, Aaron Rodgers, if they're going to the playoffs, oh, there's that porn again.
Goddamn Trojan horse virus popping up again. If I can talk today.
So they're going to rest their players. And what I hope that the owners do is to compensate the players for an 18-week regular season. Now, the only good part about this is now the Super Bowl lands on the weekend before President's Day. So for all those people who get President's Day off, you finally got your wish. Super Bowl, you get that Monday off. Congratulations. Roger Goodell, you did one thing right. But I guess I'm on the side of the players because I understand it. Because, man, there were some gruesome injuries this past year. And imagine this happening again, and there's 18 weeks, and there's no training camp, and there's no mini camps, and all this different shit. And the next thing you know, we will see a Saquon Barkley, a Christian McCaffrey, a fucking Devin Bush. All these players getting ACLs, MCLs, and fucking torn apart because they just weren't trained to play a 17-game season properly.
Right.
So, I don't know. That was just my 2 cents about it, and I just hated all that.
Yeah, again, it's just another dagger at the players. It's just blatant disrespect, continuing at the players. I'm surprised the NFLPA let this get passed. I think it barely passed, so I'm pretty surprised on that. Something else we're extremely surprised on for a shitty transition to a shitty situation. What is, I'll let you go first on this one, dude, because I'm still pretty shocked. I did tell you that if I was going to make a list, that he would be the last person on this list to end up in something like this. Now, I understand, and I think you all are getting what we're getting at here. I understand that, when players, their whole entire life are the shit, they're the bee's goddamn knees, they're told they're never told no, told they're everything, the hot stop, they can have whatever they want in their life as long as they play the foosball, right?
Right.
And so with that, sometimes it corrupts minds, especially young minds, and leads to horrible, horrible situations. Deshaun Watson has now popped up on that list.
Here we go.
Deshaun Watson has now been accused. I believe there is, at this point, more accusations than Donald J. Trump. However you may feel about that human being. Donald J., I believe, had about 15 total nude. I think Watson is getting up there in the 20s now. It's extremely disheartening. It's extremely disappointing. It's extremely disgusting. Don't know if he'll be creaming to that name, and I don't know if we can do the 2016 NFL bit anymore, NFL draft bit anymore.
Yeah, let's not do that.
No, that bit is now dead.
Here's the new bit.
That's the least important of things.
Here's the new bit. The Steelers will trade for Deshaun Watson because they've handled sexual assaults before.
And you're getting a very it's like a hand job nut after 2
No,
hours.
I mean
You're not nutting.
It's a funny joke, but it's got after
Is it?
after a while, it's now saturated. So
Right.
many memes,
Right.
so many times. I'm like, all right, we get it. Ben Roethlisberger may have not raped the girl. Got it. Cool.
Right.
But this guy has 22 cases.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
this is not
Yeah.
a joking manner.
Yeah. No, not at all, by any means. So it's just horrific, and I hope that there's some justice served. Watson, it's not looking good for you, and I certainly hope, if all this is true, that it continues to be fucking horrendous for you.
Right. So, at first, I thought it was just, after the first 2 or 3 accusations, I was like, maybe it's something like Patrick Kane, where it's just somebody who wants to get money, blah, blah, blah. When there's 22 people saying you did this, I think there's an overarching sign, and a lot of the statements are...
There's a pattern.
There's a pattern of what he's doing, too.
Right.
So, it's curious to me why a guy who wants to get out of Houston because of how badly things are didn't help his case with this.
No.
At first, Joey, I'm not gonna lie, I was like, maybe there's some girls in here, and this might be true. Hear what I'm not saying. Please, for the love of God, listen to what I'm about to say.
We got 2 ears, people. Let's listen. Use them both.
Are some girls false? Are some of these false? Maybe. Yes. Does that make him any less of a scumbag? No. He's still an asshole. But my point is, maybe some of these girls are riding a wave that they're just wanting money, and that's
certainly happens.
That certainly happens. Now, Deshaun Watson, certified scumbag, will get suspended by the league no matter what happens in trial, no matter what happens. He should be 8 to 10, 10 to 17 now. Who knows? But
it's bad.
But if he thinks he's gonna go to another team, he's out of his goddamn mind now. The guy's stuck in Houston as long as that contract is there. Houston, in a weird way, got their wish. They got, in a weird fucking way...
And honestly, all this is a little bit of a joke, but it's kind of true, and there's truth and some humor, in the most Houston Texans way possible.
In the most Houston Texans way possible.
If they had to dream up a scenario to fuck over Deshaun Watson, this is definitely in the top 3.
The GM who got there.
By no means am I endorsing his behavior by any means.
No, here's a twist of the whole thing. The GM is a huge Christian. He's a huge Christian. Sign of the cross, all that jazz. So what are you gonna do now, buddy? You gonna pick the Lord, or are you gonna pick Deshaun Watson? You gonna pick the Lord or Deshaun Watson?
Who saved you now?
One's gonna save your franchise. One's gonna save you from eternal damnation.
I think one's gonna burn down your franchise at this point, and one's gonna save you from.
Well, look, if he trades,
allegedly.
I don't know how Houston Texans fans feel about Deshaun Watson now, but
I mean, allegedly, pretending if you believe in God or not. obviously. Just wanted to make it clear.
Okay.
I question religion, not what Deshaun Watson did.
I feel you. But no, I mean, this is the most Houston way Texans possible to keep a quarterback. The GM, who is a huge Christian, has to make a decision. Like, are you going to defend a rapist, or are you going to let him go?
Right, are you going with God or are you going with the devil? It's a very simple choice here. Are you going with God or
the shoulder
with the devil?
Put the shoulder people on.
And the way I think we've seen he runs this franchise is a very, all due respect, he's going to go with God on this one. He's gonna do what he needs to do to stay mediocre, to stay a bit of a joke of the league, and to stay at least respectable, and I believe that's going to entail Deshaun Watson leaving. I mean, especially in the era we're in now, in the time we're in now, if you even set yourself up like Nuke said, when it's one, okay, maybe you can look at the situation and say there's a bad breakup, maybe so-and-so slept with so-and-so's best friend, and yada, right? But when there is multiple situations, when you say that Johnny jacks off in the park to me, and then my neighbor comes up to me and says Johnny jacks off in the park, and then my mom comes to me and says Johnny jacks off. When those accusations, and I don't know why that was the first that went to my head there, but that's what
I'm gonna let you go. You're gonna find your water.
Oh, I always do, baby. I always find the water to lead Moses to. If you believe in all that religion stuff. But with that being said, is exactly that, man. And it eventually piles up, and it builds and builds, and then, Johnny jacks off in the fucking park. So, Deshaun Watson clearly has his power-hungry issues, he clearly has his sexual issues, and he clearly has mistreated these women in some light, in some way, for multiple accusations to pop up.
I mean, it's a wild scenario, because, like, in my opinion, I've always defended Deshaun Watson for a lot of things. Like, a lot of people told me when I got in an argument, like, a year ago about, like, what's Deshaun Watson's ceiling, and I was like, well, think about it. I was like, if he went to the Chiefs instead of Mahomes, what would that franchise be? I think they go back
the same.
A tad, like, maybe.
I'm with Jeff, who sits in the corner on this, who we've heard his theory on this a couple times.
I think it might be the same. But maybe a tad. Like, instead of 12-4, they'd be 11-5.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. Or maybe they'd be 13-3. I'm going to be honest with you. Maybe they'll be 13-3. Deshaun Watson, we've seen what he's capable of, and he has that same thing that Patrick Mahomes did, and I would even argue more so because he had no tools. He had no tools.
I love Patrick Mahomes.
Patrick Mahomes has two henchmen that are going to have his back, and a mastermind that he's going to be good with for forever. Fucking Deshaun Watson dealt with Bill O'Brien, an aging fucking J.J. Watt, and no weapons. Will Fuller being your best weapon.
That's why I always
DeAndre Hopkins for a year.
That's why I always put Deshaun Watson higher than people think, because of that argument. But I am a Patrick Mahomes believer and all that stuff, but I would say Watson would probably do about the same in that Chiefs offense. That's credit to the Chiefs offense and Andy Reid more than Mahomes and Watson themselves. But
yes.
Now to three teams that, and we'll end it on this. If you know anybody who's been sexually assaulted, please report it. A lot of these people are ashamed to report it, so please, this is a serious part of our show, just please help that person out and help report it, because that person could be in a situation where they don't want to report it and they just feel ashamed, but as a good person, you need to help them out. So. And
from two, cisgender males that don't maybe necessarily know what the fuck we're talking about. We're not trying to sit here and mansplain shit, or say that we know better, or even know what it feels like by any means, or will we ever understand what it's like to go through that. But I know, from my understanding, in certain cases, it'd be incredibly difficult to share maybe that situation, and for whatever light the victim believes that they should be ashamed, or they're embarrassed by it, or whatever the case may be. I think nowadays we all know that it's not your fault. Go out there and say something. There are hotlines, there are therapists, friends, whatever it may be. Get it reported. Get the shit resolved and get that person to fucking get what they deserve, and that's to suffer. So, not you anymore. So yes, please call and do what you need to do. And that type of case, don't hold it in, don't hold it back.
Right. So lighter note.
There's no transition for this.
Lighter note, but this is on quarterback, so this is funny. So everybody knows that the Dolphins have been collecting picks, and on this show we are not.
They have literally been the fucking free agency masters.
Yes. Oh yeah.
Except for maybe this division, which we'll get to here in a little bit, has been fucking unbelievable.
Yeah, it's been the AFC East might be the AFC Beast again, because
it certainly will.
So the Dolphins had the third pick, which wasn't their pick to begin with. It was the Houston Texans pick. They swapped first rounders.
Dolphins have the sixth pick.
No. I'm gonna play out the trades.
Okay.
First.
Okay. Oh, okay. I see where you're going.
Yeah.
I apologize.
So Dolphins had the third pick. They switched with the 49ers to take their 12th pick. And they got the third pick. Now, what did the Dolphins do?
Good job, by the way. We need to go over this in rundown. Nice.
Good
job,
This is all in here because this is how crazy the Dolphins literally are the crazy guy in the back saying, just wait until I get my hands on such and such, and I'm going to rule the world.
They're that fucking guy. They're like what's that, Mattress Mac?
Yeah.
They're Mattress Mac.
Yeah.
They go in. They risk it all on like $5 million on fucking the Chiefs and say, let's run it and see what happens.
Let's see what's going down.
And in that sense, let's run it and let's risk it all in free agency and see what happens. And that's what they're fucking doing.
It's nuts so what they do. And they picked up 2 more first rounders. So they have 2 first rounders this year. After that trade, they have 2 first rounders this year, 2 first rounders next year.
Yep.
And then 2 first rounders the year after.
Yep.
So, you thought they were done. Obviously, they got some mid-round picks. But you thought they were done. Here comes the Philadelphia Eagles. Here come the Philadelphia Eagles. What are they doing? Well, the Eagles say, let's switch, and you get the 6th pick, and we get the 12th pick.
The Eagles are an example of what a trust fund kid does with a trust fund.
It is absolutely bananas what they're doing.
Yeah.
So, what do they get in return? They just get a first-round pick next year, and they swapped like 5th rounders. I could be wrong. Whatever.
Yeah.
So the Dolphins.
I'm looking at the details.
The Dolphins essentially moved back 3 spots.
Yeah.
To get 2 extra first-round picks.
Yep.
To say, hey, Tua. Guess what, buddy? We're not drafting Fields. We're not drafting Wilson. We're not drafting, obviously, Trevor Lawrence. But we're not drafting these quarterbacks. But whoever we were going to get at 12 might not be there anymore. So let's just try to go to 6 and get Jamar Chase. Or Devontae Smith. Or Kyle Pitts. Or fucking Waddle. Let's get you all these weapons with Will Fuller, with Devontae Parker, with Mike Gesicki, with running backs who came on the scene out of nowhere.
Hey, who look out for in Salvin Ahmad and Myles Gaskin.
The gas man.
The 1-2 punch is way more dangerous than they're getting credit for.
No.
Way more dangerous than they're getting credit for.
This team has a great defense. What were they missing? A quarterback. We saw the Ryan Fitzpatrick stuff, blah, blah, blah. Now, Joey, this is why I call them winners. They have another fucking pick at the same time. They can go get offensive line help. They can go get defensive line help from their original pick. If Tua sucks next year, I don't like the class of 2022 of quarterbacks, but they could completely say, you have 2 years. You have 2 years to do it.
Sure.
And then the year after that, they have 2 more picks, so they could get another quarterback.
Yeah.
So they built themselves in a way that says, hey, Buffalo Bills, stop breaking tables, because guess what? The Dolphins are fucking coming to town. South Beach is coming to town.
Don't fuck around with South Beach.
We're going to make you white asses get red all over
Miami is making moves everywhere, huh, dude?
Oh, my God. Miami, I love that place. One love to Miami.
Fake tits and nice cocaine, baby.
For $300, you can do a lot. So.
Oh yeah. In an hour.
So.
In 10 minutes, rather.
So, the Dolphins have put themselves back into contention. Now I'm gonna go.
They were already in contention, and now they put themselves as a serious threat
to the Bills.
Yes,
So,
absolutely.
Now for the 49ers. Okay. 49ers, they were at the 12th pick.
Hold on a second. Let me get a take in here. I did want to add to that a little bit with the Dolphins. So I agree with you to a certain. I think I told you I agree with you and where you're going with this.
Sure.
And now you're about to play this out. Dolphins are definitely winners of this trade.
No, of course.
They are the fucking trade master experts at this point. They are the, what did you call it in Minecraft? The tree builder experts or whatever the fuck. They are just impressing the hell out of me with what they're doing. They're being managed properly. I know we know a couple Dolphin fans who are giddier than fucking goddamn when John Cena's rap albums first came out. They were a big hit at first, then everybody forgot about them. I'm here to remind you of John Cena's rap album's second reference to them today. With that,
yeah. It should have been just the lead-in song at the end.
Say rap-a-doo! My time is up. Your time is now. You can't see me. My time is now. Anyway, so, but they now position themselves to, exactly like you said, load up more on weapons. They have the 1-2 punch at running back. I think they're going to go after a wide receiver. I think they are going to end up getting a Devontae Smith, a Jalen Waddle, to kind of complement good old Devontae Parker over there. They got a couple other receivers that are slowly but surely, as my coffee's coming up here, working themselves out.
Nothing new.
But nothing new, baby. Nothing new. Instead of alcohol, it's coffee. But so, yeah, I think it's pretty impressive what they've been able to do. I think this is if not the top, at least 2021 free agency and offseason team, they are definitely the top team in terms of running things in the offseason the last couple of years.
Right. And I'm very happy for the Dolphins. They've been purgatory for a long, long time, ever since Wildcat offense was given.
Bring it back!
Bring it back now.
Bring it back!
So, all right, why are you capping? That's my first thing. Why are you capping? What the kids call it. 49ers.
Kids still say that, capping?
49ers.
I checked in with my kids, and they do still say that.
49ers. You traded up for the 3rd overall pick. And you're sitting there telling us Jimmy Garoppolo, Jimmy GQ, Jimmy Handsome,
porn star Jimmy,
is your quarterback of the future. I say fuck yourself. He is not.
No.
He is not. This is not a Jordan Love, Aaron Rodgers situation.
Talk about, I mean, we're going to talk about the opposite here to end the show of our debate, but the most overvalued player, I think, in a long, long, long time.
Oh, yeah.
In a long,
No. I'm going to put it in a group. Backup QBs for Tom Brady when he was in Patriots land.
Just get sucked. Get sucked,
Jimmy
get
Garoppolo,
sucked, get sucked.
Brian Hoyer, Matt Castle, and the list goes on.
Can we
Jarrett
not
Stidham,
forget that Jimmy was set several times for fucking
Jacoby Brissett,
and what was that other motherfucker's name that stepped up a couple times in the 4th quarter?
Even
though Jimmy was there, and
it was Jacoby, and then no, it wasn't.
Brian Hoyer. Not Brian Hoyer this year. It was fucking
this year.
Hoyer once, but there was something.
Oh, you're talking about this year?
Yeah, I'm talking about this year.
Oh, CJ Beathard and Nick Mullins.
Yeah.
You
got sat for CJ Beathard and Nick Mullins.
Now here, Kyle Shanahan is a man of many words.
Injuries or not?
He's saying injuries. He's saying it's because he wasn't 100% healthy. We're shutting him down. We have no chance.
Bullshit.
Bullshit.
Yeah.
So in a conference that now has Kyler Murray in Arizona.
Yep.
LA just got Matthew Stafford, and we all know who Mr. Unlimited is in fucking Seattle land.
Douchebag.
They need a quarterback to compete with those three.
Listen, he's a great guy, but you know I hate that. You know it triggers.
He's just a tool. He's a tool. He's beyond repair. He is a tool.
Good for you, for Sierra, to attaching yourself onto Russell Doe to remain relevant.
With all due respect. Once you step right into free money. So
watch me as I 1-2-step.
And my man Future over there saying sensational. So
everybody 1-2-step.
My man's fucking many hoes, and this man Russell's raising his kids.
No child payments. Russell Wilson, you're next.
We're pro Future in this podcast, by the way.
Oh, I mean, yeah.
Okay.
Come on. How long have you known me for? We've been doing this for a year and a half. Come on.
So now 49ers will draft one of the 3 quarterbacks because we have them in order. I have Trevor Lawrence, obviously. I have Zach Wilson going to the Jets because everybody's sucking Zach Wilson off, and whatever. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Justin Fields in 49er land. I don't know. That's indifferent. I'm indifferent. I like George Kittle. I love Deebo Samuels. I love Brian Ayukin. I love all these weapons that they have. I love their running game, obviously. But
where are you going with this? Where are you going? You're starting to make me nervous. I'm getting anxiety. I'm getting anxiety.
You remember I said I was indifferent about Justin Fields earlier?
Mm-hmm.
If he goes to the 49ers...
Dude, you saw one fucking goddamn...
Go ahead. If he goes to
you
the
saw
49ers,
one goddamn pro day. You saw one goddamn pro day. And you are jizzing all over your goddamn
if he was
bitch.
going
You wear
to
sweatpants today? I hope you did.
So, there's teams that... I mean, it's true. Okay, like we said about Mahomes and Watson. If a quarterback lands in the right spot, they could be good. If he goes to a shitty spot.
Sure.
He's going to be bad.
Sure.
No, that's the analysis by analysis right there. Put me on fucking ESPN. But, I don't know. We'll see. Justin Fields, we'll see. If you go to the 49ers, we'll see. But don't...
I get it.
I'm saying, 49ers, do not piss on me and tell me it's raining when you're telling me Jimmy Garoppolo is your future. Fuck you. That is not true.
Yeah, I have nothing more to add to that. We're on the same page there.
Yeah.
I think we're going to be on the same page for most of this and what's coming up next as well with this trade. But I get the idea. I'm a little bit rock hard over the idea of Justin Fields in that Shanahan system as well. I am very rock hard over it.
Yes.
That makes me such a happy football fan. But I also think ultimately I could also argue, even though it's just so apparently the team we're about to talk about after this that are the losers here, I think it was almost a waste. If you ask me for the 49ers. I understand what you're trying to do here, but then you come out and you say that statement, which kind of contradicts what you should do there at 3, then what are we doing? I mean, it's kind of like the guy, it's hindsight bias, right? It's kind of like that guy that says, well, yeah, I definitely saw that, the robber coming out. It was a red coat and he had glasses, right? After you see that on the news. I mean, that's kind of what it's like to me. It's hindsight bias. It's like, we did the right thing. We did it, right? We're going to hold on to our quarterback as soon as we got higher in the draft. Like, okay. Like, it just, to me, it's a little pointless move, but certainly not as fucking dumb as, again, the trust fund babies pissing away.
I'm going to give my quick thing, because you're the NFC East guy. You can go in on them, because I'm going to give you that thing.
I appreciate that.
Before we start, did you know what the Eagles tried to do before they traded with the Dolphins?
I try to ignore them as much as possible, but they don't.
So they tried to do what the 49ers did. They tried to get the 3rd overall pick. Sure. And the reports came out, they say they wanted Zach Wilson. AKA we're going to have a QB battle with Jalen Hurts. So, that first of all is hilarious to me.
They just love a fucking QB battle.
They want to be a QB factory. It's funny to me. And so when they found out Wilson might be going number 2 to the Jets, and the Jets have no planning of trading him because they really want Wilson, they said, fuck it. We're not going to do that. Whoever we can get at 6, we're going to get at 12. Let's get extra picks for next year. We're punting the season, basically.
Yeah.
Saying, if Carson Wentz does whatever Carson Wentz stipulations happen, they can have 3 first-round picks next year. The original one, Dolphins and Colts. And at 12, they might get a cornerback, a linebacker, maybe one of those wide receivers, and they say, fuck it. We'll see what Jalen Hurts can do. Now, they are losers in this trade because of that information. They are basically punting the season, and they wanted a quarterback that they're not getting, and their offensive line is decimated. They could have gone swell. They could have done all these things, and now that they're punting the season and hoping that a lesser draft class next year can bolster their roster. Go ahead, Joey. Take it away.
Dude, for years now, we have been laughed, mocked at, the joke of the NFL, deservedly so. The Washington football team named to be determined later date, but probably not.
Get them.
It now seems that, we wiped off the dirt and we're attempting to learn from our lessons, while our younger brother just turned 18, he just got his trust fund money, he feels what a Super Bowl feels like, he knows what it feels like to be free.
Don't do it to him.
And all the fucking sudden, we piss away all of our assets, anything that contains value. You think you're something that you're fucking not, and now here you are, pissing pissing in the wind with that piss blowing back in your fucking face. Alright, I am goddamn tired of these Eagles continuing to make misstep after misstep after misstep after misstep. And I am a Washington football team and to be turned later David probably not fan. I just like good business. I like to see a team run respectfully. I like our competition in our division to be elite.
Get him.
But, and again, you continue to piss in your fucking face. This is the dumbest move. I don't understand why you're trading away value. That is exactly what you continue to do, and you continue to make yourself look like an easy target, Philadelphia Eagles. And that is the last thing you want to be in the NFL. If somebody like me, or somebody like this jackass that sits across from me, realizes this wonderful human being that sits across from me, that built the studio that we had, my dear Habibi,
who was on the Washington football team train,
who's on the Washington football team train, maybe probably not trained, can see that you're a fucking easy target, then how do you think the insiders and the rest of the league sees you? This does not spell well for your franchise nor the future of your franchise, as you are now the kid that is going to get pushed over in the parking lot and we are going to take your Lunchables. Thank you very fucking much.
I second it. That's all I can say. That's all I can say after that. That was perfect. That's like me going out against the Ravens. Like, that's... You don't need to say more after that. So...
This is what happens when I'm not dealing with 9 kids for 8 hours and no piss break.
Do you just
I love all my kids.
Do you want to just go to the division preview now?
AFC East preview.
So, we'll do what we do always. That was beautiful.
Talk about a roller coaster of emotions show. We've gone from very dark to very silly to very intense. I'm loving it.
This is how it's mostly going to be for the offseason. We don't have a lot to talk about.
Yeah, and this is me rested, and I will go ahead and I will roll that roller coaster of emotions with the show.
I'm just going to be like, just go for it.
Oh, get your popcorn out, put your feet up.
Be the man that I know you can be.
And pray the team we're going to review in the next episode does not all fall apart as well, like the Eagles are looking.
If you didn't...
Because if I had to say another team from Pennsylvania is looking very similar.
Stop.
No stat.
You want to see a roller coaster ride? Tune in next episode. Last episode we did the AFC South, Titans, Colts, Jaguars, Texans. And so this week we're doing the AFC East, Dolphins, Bills, Patriots, Jets, and we will go from worst to first. And my worst is still going to be the New York Football Jets.
Yeah.
So the New York Football Jets had Mr. Butthole this is the
Mr. Poopy Butthole.
So this is the guy who does one thing right his entire career. Like, this is the guy at your work who does one job.
Take drugs to relieve stress.
Had a great work. Had a great team around him. And
blames everybody else around him besides himself.
His project got an A+. That project was Broncos with Peyton Manning. Ever since then, everybody's trying to recreate the magic with Adam Gase when people don't realize it was Peyton fucking Manning. But guess what? They wised up and fired him finally. And who did they get? My boy, my king, my dude, Robert the Man Saleh from the 49ers, defensive coordinator, who will change this franchise around with attitude, with grit, with heart. I'm just happy.
And the true definition of leadership, dude.
Thank you. Now.
And Gates can go snort some Xanax somewhere.
Exactly. Now, whoever at quarterback, we will get to that later, got new weapons. So, they have Corey Davis now. They didn't overpay, which is pretty good. Tevin Coleman at running back with whoever they have at running back, little Michael Pirine, who I still believe is pretty good.
Frank Gore may still be running. He finally retired, right?
Oh, Jesus. No, he's still there.
Okay, hell yeah. Play until he's 65,
Jesus
baby.
Christ.
Until he can join the AARP.
They got Taylor Mays. You killed me with the Frank Gore, so. Defense pretty much still intact. They got rid of a few pieces. Nothing too great. CJ Mosley is supposed to come back. All these players are pretty decent. I still don't see this defense, this offense, going anywhere. Now, the Jets do have the second overall pick. Everybody thinks they're going to go with either Wilson or Fields. And
they're going with Wilson.
And Darnold is going to go out the window for a second to a third round pick.
Yep.
Overall pick, sorry. And that's my prediction.
Yep.
I think they trade Darnold for a second or third round overall round pick.
Yep.
They pick Wilson, and Wilson now has Corey Davis.
Yeah. Who I'm higher on than you are. You're not a big Corey Davis guy.
I'm just more of a Corey Davis guy. Is if he's your number one, it's kind of like Juju. If he's your number one, you're gonna have big problems. But if he's your number two, you're ecstatic. Like he's that guy.
Still got Jamison Crowder out there too.
Jamison Crowder.
Hey, he's still getting like 90 receptions per year.
Crazy. What Jamison Crowder and Cole Beasley are still fucking doing. Like it is not like when we go into fantasy.
Credit where credit's due.
When fantasy football comes around and you see Jamison Crowder or Cole Beasley, you pick them habitually. Like they're like, I gotta pick him because he's Cole Beasley or James Crowder. Who else am I gonna pick?
He's like that Frank Gore. They're gonna play there till they're 65, and they're gonna continue to get you 90 carries every day. They're gonna get you 15 points every fantasy matchup, and you're gonna be a happy dog.
It is crazy how they do it. And then everybody still think Chris Herndon could be a tight end of the future. Whatever. I don't give a fuck. So basically, what I basically predict for this
still going
team,
to therapy over Chris Herndon.
Yes, you are. What I predict for this team is they're gonna load up. This is gonna be a Rutstein kind of rebuild. They're gonna rebuild back to 6-10, maybe 5. Sorry, we got to use the right 6-11, 5-12.
There you go, baby.
4-13.
You know, my head full of numbers was gonna fucking spaz out there.
So basically, next year it's gonna be a tryout for whoever's the quarterback, Wilson or Fields. We're saying Wilson. Let's see if he's good. Let's see if he's bad. And then that's it. I mean, they're going to be back in the top 5, top 10 again in picking. And the Jets will be on the up and up, and that's how we're going to feel about it. So they have some defensive help. They have some offensive help now. Let's see what they do. They have the right man at the helm. Let's see what these Jets can do. Because when we do this review, I'm definitely deep diving in the other 3 because Jesus Christ on the cross.
So you have a 6-11 Saint or Jets.
Final prediction 4-13.
4-13. Okay. So I mean, listen. I think, and I hope, and I pray we've done the Curb Your Enthusiasm joke where Jets fans have committed suicide in the past. We joke, we tease, we prod, we nag, we peg. We get it. But I am not totally mad at some of the moves they've been making here in the offseason.
No, I think they're great. I just think it's not enough.
I don't think it is enough. I think it is a start. And I don't think anyone, including that Jets front office, including the Solomon that's coming in, I think they all realize this year and even next year they don't expect to do anything. And I wouldn't expect to do anything. I think that the moves they are making, especially with the head coach hire, I like the Corey Davis signing. I even like the Tevin Coleman signing. I like the Keenan Cole as well. You know, I've always been high on Keelan Cole. So there's a lot of guys that they tried to do to patch up this, get this offense a little more consistent. I think they definitely need to and will draft Zach Wilson. I'm patching up this. If you look closely, they patched up this offensive line now that they tried to last year as well, and it didn't serve them. But I think it's different this year. I still think it's a team on the Mavs. I definitely agree with Newt here, as we are going from worst to first. This has definitely got to be a... I'm going to go with 5. I'm going to go a 5-12. Okay. 5-12 Jets team.
They might sneak out a win that you're like, oh shit, they beat that team. Wow.
I think they will have 2 or 3 of those actually. I think that'll be the majority of their wins.
So the next team is the New England Patriots. So everybody was wondering, is he coming back? What is he gonna do? Blah blah blah. Cam Newtown is back in the helm, but
Cam Newtown,
he has now weapons galore. He has Jonnu Smith. He has Hunter Henry, the running back that 2 tight ends said with. When they had Hernandez and Gronk.
Never forget.
They have Kevin Bourne, who is an awesome running wide receiver, who's crazy. They have, Did they sign Nelson Aguilar? That's who got Nelson Aguilar.
Go ahead, keep going.
They have Nelson Aguilar, and they have, obviously, Julian Edelman's still there, and N'Keal Harry. So...
They've been going absolutely insane. I mean, if the one person that maybe has topped the Dolphins in the free agency has been the Patriots. To at least
Matthew Judon, Jalen Mills, just to name a few.
They have bought themselves into a wild card.
Kyle Van Noy. Now,
huge
Kyle Van Noy goes back to...
Who I think will excel once again.
And everybody forgot, a lot of their players...
Judon? Judon was huge, that we talked about last week or 2 weeks ago as well. Yeah.
A lot of their starters from last year that were supposed to be starters opted out, and they're opting back in this year.
That as well.
The Patriots have now.
This defense will be back to the Patriot way.
Defense will be good, and they will be great.
Do not sleep on how disgusting this man Matthew Judon is either. I know you hated going against him twice a year.
Oh, now it's like a thing where he's not written anymore, so I kind of like him.
Right, yeah. Now you like his work ethic. All of a sudden he's a good guy. Yeah, right.
Dude's a monster.
Yeah, all of a sudden he's a beast.
He's a beast. Just wait till Lamar gets out of that Ravens colors. See what I say about him. Now, okay, so they do all this, right? They have correct me if I'm wrong, they have the 19th pick overall?
Yes.
So, everybody's saying, what are they going to do? Now, here's where the parody comes in. Here's where I think it's going to come in.
Mm-hmm.
This is where I think Mark...
Or I apologize, the 15th.
15. This is where I think Mark Jones goes.
We have the 19th, Washington football team.
That's who it is. Mark Jones is going to go to this team. It's going to be a Belichick thing again, where they're going to try...
I'm sorry, you mean Mac?
Did I say Mark?
You did say Mark.
I call him... Fuck him. He doesn't deserve it until he...
White name Jones here.
White name Jones. M-A-R-C. God damn it. So the Mac is going to go to New England because I don't... So it's going to be on Cam Newton this year. And I think the Patriots really need a backup plan. Because if what we saw last year is what Cam Newton can do, then they're in trouble. But if Cam Newton looks like what he did at the beginning where he's running pretty fluently, he's doing all right, Damian Harris is doing his thing in the backfield, these two tight end sets are better, then, yes, I think they become a wild card. But if they don't do that, at least they have Mac Jones in the back.
What's his name?
M. Jones is in the back.
You probably bet over $1,000 on Alabama football alone this year. You don't know Mac Jones' name?
Fuck him. I think he's going to be, that's determined later. But he's...
Bro, do not... Why? You're trying to go against the trend of everybody loves the dad body and the big cigar?
No, I mean, when you're Bailey beat out a freshman to be the starting quarterback, yes, he had an amazing year. But you had Devontae Smith, you had Najee Harris.
You are such a hater on Mac Daddy, aren't you?
No, I'm
this
guy. I am this guy. And I told so many fucking people about this. Ohio State and Alabama produce all these so-called NFL-ready quarterbacks that have been dismal. Until one of these quarterbacks nixes the trend, I am going to stay with the trend.
There has not been a QB that you can say has transitioned into a successful QB from Alabama.
Not until Joe Namath.
Yeah.
Like, please.
69.
Please
tell me.
Please tell me. No, Jalen Hurts doesn't count. Jalen Hurts does not count. If Jalen Hurts is not even good yet. We can't tell him that.
Right.
So fuck him.
Right.
Tua, same thing.
Right.
Ohio State, same thing. Dwayne Haskins, ass.
Right.
We know that.
Right.
Troy Smith, ass.
Right. It's these smaller schools recently that we're getting some QBs to come out of nowhere. And here's what I'm thinking with the New England Patriots. So
let me just add in on. M. Jones goes there, and
White name man Jones.
And then they will go. I'll give them 7 and 10. I'll give them 7 and 10.
So you're not thinking a wild card team.
With an asterisk
before the show started.
With an asterisk. On Cam Newton. So if Cam Newton plays well, wild card team.
Okay.
Asterisk. If he's ass, 7 and 10.
So that Patriot system is back in full throttle. They lost to COVID. Bill Belichick can admit that. They have patched up. Their defense is going to be back. Absolutely disgusting. I won't go through all their free agency moves again with you, as Newt has already done that. We already kind of went through it. I think, yes, 100% Cam Newton's going to get this team into a wild card with the weapons he now has around him. I think he actually has things to do Cam Newton does. He has a full year to prepare. I think that maybe some of it, maybe some media portrayal and what they kind of want to look like to the media. But I think there is something special there, some special chemistry with Newton and with Bill Belichick. I don't think you can ever count them out. I do see them drafting a QB here. Obviously, Cam is not the future. I think that Mac Jones goes early, and pick 8 to Carolina, and then I think that allows Trey Lance, who a lot of said is going to follow the Washington football team name to determine later date, but probably not. No, thank you. We are going to go ahead and test out what we have at QB, is what I'd like to do. But with that being said, we're talking about the Patriots, and I think Trey Lance does end up falling to the Patriots at 15.
Oh, cool.
I do think, and then...
so a quarterback, so it's still a quarterback, but a different quarterback.
A different quarterback, yes. I don't think White Name Jones will be a Patriot anytime soon.
We'll see.
I think he's going to be a North Carolina Panther.
We'll see. Okay. Well, North Carolina Panther. Good job.
Carolina Panther, whatever.
There
Fuck off. They're in North Carolina.
So, to
Coffee's hyping me up.
So, after the whole AFC 7-team playoffs, who would have guessed a 10-win team would not make the playoffs? But that was the Miami Dolphins. They went 10 wins.
Real quick, by the way, 9-7 wild card team. Or excuse me, 10-7 wild card team.
There you go. So 10-6, Miami Dolphins did not make the playoffs. Crazy. Crazy to think. Their defense was in
They would have made a run in the playoffs.
Top five. But
Yep.
here's the reason why I didn't.
Careful now.
No, here's what's wrong.
Careful now, because this is where we differ. Because you are saying that they're going to be in second place, we differ.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I'm just telling you what I saw last year. And you agree. They should have went to Tua so quickly.
I did say that several times.
Exactly. And we saw that. Because once Tua sucked, who they put in?
Fitzy magic, baby.
Exactly. So, whether Tua's good or not is still out for debate. So, we talked about their trades. They're now picking at 12, or they're picking at 6, where I think they're going to try to get either Kyle Pitts or one of the great wide receivers, Jamar Chase, Devontae Smith, Javon Waddle, doesn't matter.
Jesus Christ. Jalen Waddle.
Jalen Waddle, shit, my throat is killing me.
Jalen Waddle's going to get drafted to the North Carolina Panthers.
They signed, they had a pretty good free agency. They didn't really need to do much. Their defense is still pretty good. They have Byron Jones. They have Xavier Howard, who led.
By the way, we have been doing this for a year and a half now, right?
Yeah.
Okay, just want to make sure.
Why?
Just want to make sure. Just want to make sure.
Are you talking about me messing up names?
Oh, I mean, we're both fucking up. We're both
alright.
Because we're humans, and we get better every show. We build character, and that's why you love us.
Mike Gesicki is still a good tight end.
Face of the franchise, sponsored by Kindness.
There you go. So, the Dolphins have probably one of the better people at the head. I love Brian Flores. I love him. He should have been coach of the year. It was between him and Kevin Stefanski at the end. Whoever made the playoffs, which happened, won coach of the year.
Yep.
Kevin did. Yep. But Flores definitely put up a fight for it.
My coach of the year candidate, which was bullshit, but continue.
So,
although Stefanski did deserve it.
I'm very happy. I'm very happy where the Dolphins are going. They're staying with the gas man, Ahmad, and doing all these things with the running
Myles Gaskin and Salvin Ahmad.
Yep, at the running back position. So they didn't really do much to help that. Defensively, they got some pieces. They're doing well. Tua, it's not on Tua. If we're doing the same thing with Cam Newton, we're doing the same thing with Tua.
Yeah.
Tua, they're going to get you a weapon, probably with the 6th pick, with Devontae Parker.
And like you said, it's going to be Waddle, it's going to be Pitts, it's going to be I think it's going to be Pitts.
It's going to be one of those freaks of nature that you can't miss. You can't miss.
No.
So if Tua is the quarterback to break the trend, then there you go. This is a team that, yes, can contend for with the Bills for that. But I'm going off of what I see now. Right now, they're still a wild card team. They're going to be a wild card team. I think I have them and the Colts now. And I have one more wild card team, which will probably be in the AFC West and not the AFC North. Wait.
I still only have one wild card, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I just had the Patriots.
I think I said the Colts.
Yeah, you did. You did.
Colts and the Dolphins.
I did. Wait. No, I think we both have two. I think we both said Colts.
You said Colts?
Yeah, I think we both. We have 2 of our 3 wild card teams.
Shit. One team. Okay. All right, we'll get to it next.
We'll get to it. Or in an hour, but yeah. So, but no.
So they're built to win now. So I'll give them 10. I'll give them 11 wins. I'll give them 11 wins, and they're gonna go 11-6, and they're gonna shock the world. I think they're gonna do. Here we go. Asterisks based on Tua. So there you go. Your turn.
Listen, I understand before we get here why a lot of people are going to pick the Bills. I get that. And I think it's going to be dangerously close. I think these are going to be some of the best matchups of the year when these two face each other twice this year. I think that the Bills absolutely are going to come back strong. I think that I love that team chemistry, and I think they're just a step short of the Super Bowl again, honestly. With that being said, Dolphins are first place for me here at 14-3. Reason being, couple reasons. Number one, this defense, again, unmatched in terms of overall skill set. I would say maybe except for the 49ers, that when 49ers defense is healthy, and maybe the Patriots, overall this is the most filled and put together defensive roster out there in the NFL. With that, on the other side of the coin is the offense. Yes, there are some concerns in terms of that line a little bit, although I think that line is better than most offensive lines in football. Would you agree with that, Nate?
I think it's good. I think it's alright.
Yeah, I don't think there's too much patching. You can maybe draft somebody here and there to fill up a hole, but I don't think there's too much patchwork that needs to be done. I think that they really are just missing that superstar piece, that player, that weapon, that assault weapon that's going to change a game for you, right? That's going to win 5 games for you. I think that assault weapon can definitely be found in that 6th pick of the draft, and I think the Dolphins were genius for doing that. I mean, take your pick, like Newt already said, the Devontae Smith, the Jalen Waddles, the Kyle Pitts of the world. Take your pick. I think it is definitely one of those 3. Which one of the 3s? Honestly, it does not matter. It really does not matter because you're going to fucking soldier.
Exactly.
Either way, you're going to fucking soldier. And I think with I think that defense improves a little more to become the best defense in the NFL. I think not only that, I think Tua makes enough of a improvement and progression in this system for us to see an offense that is serviceable to get by with that elite defense. I mean, we saw that in Washington last year, right? We saw that with the football team, named determined later date, but probably not last year, where that offense was serviceable to win us games against the playoffs. I think that the Dolphins are going to be, I think we're going to be like that again, and we'll get that when we get to the NFC East, but I think the Dolphins are going to be the high-octane version of what we're trying to be.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good way of putting it. I think their offense will be serviceable enough to make it to the wild card. Maybe if Tua takes, like I said, the next...
Enough to win the division, in my opinion, yes.
Wow, shit. Well, to the team that I think didn't do anything to tell you they're not going to be back in the AFC Championship game.
Didn't do anything to tell you that they would be either, but no.
I mean, they didn't take a step back. So.
They did not. They did not.
So the Buffalo Bills.
Probably one of the most quiet teams in free agency.
I mean,
and offseason.
This is all a maturation, right? Everybody's growing. So if Josh Allen has become one of those quarterbacks that you could say you can rely on, like an Aaron Rodgers, a Watson, a Wilson, a Mahomes, like one of those. Not saying in that tier, but he's getting there. He's taking the next step. He got the weapon in Stephon Diggs.
I would argue he's there, in my opinion.
I mean,
I would argue after last season, and we doubted him. We made fun of El Presidente and said, I think it was the 3rd week of the season, we said he's being a little jackassy for saying that Josh Allen is going to have a better season than Lamar. We looked like the fools. That's the reason he has $1 billion company right now, and we don't.
And the fact that I said Lamar would have a better season, it's just crazy.
It's insane, right? So this podcast needs to start giving some respect to Josh Allen.
I love Josh.
He is in that level now. He is in.
Quarterback.
I think there's no doubt that it's Mahomes and everybody else.
Yeah. Right
now, at least in terms of the up and coming QBs.
I say Mahomes, and then the next tier it's like Wilson, Watson, Rodgers, Allen, and then next tier is the young guys like Murray and all that shit.
We're good there. Yeah.
So, in my opinion, I think the only thing they lost was John Brown, a deep threat, but he was injured most of the year.
Smoke!
So, Smoke is left, but they do still have, again, Stephon Diggs. They have some young wide receivers in Gabe Davis and Isaiah McKenzie, who's good as well. Their tight end position they need to fix a little bit. They still haven't. But, I mean, he did good with fucking Knox, like Dawson Knox.
Don't knock off Knox. He has a lot of potential. He's a big old boy. I think he can be better at route running. I think he can make himself a little bit more available in terms in the red zone, if you catch my drift there. But I think it's somebody not to give up on yet.
No, I wouldn't either. And I also Their defense still got pretty good. I mean, they're not doing anything. So what they didn't do anything.
They've done a lot of 1-year contracts. I'm looking here now, Nude, and it's a bunch of 1-year contracts. They re-signed, like you said, Isaiah. They re-signed Tawan Jones. I mean, it's nothing again splashy, flashy. It's been very quiet on the Bills front.
Mm-hmm. Nothing crazy. So they're picking very high. Obviously, they're
30th pick.
30th pick. So what do they need? I think their biggest need is probably on the defense, like we said. So after they sign Milano, they still need to get somebody in the back. So I think they go from Notre Dame, Jeremiah Owusu.
I guess we're going the same way.
So he's projected 46 on his in like the prospects, but he's 4th in his position. I'm looking
at the same thing.
So I just wanted to do it because I know Joey was looking at the same thing. But I know Owusu because I watched a lot of Notre Dame games. He is a very twitchy linebacker. He's very raw. He's somebody who could be what the Bills needed on defense against Mahomes, against Travis Kelce. So that's one thing. And I do think they're still a 13-14 win team. Still going to beat the second place in the AFC. And
okay.
What?
Nothing.
And they win the division.
I thought you were ready to agree with me there for a second.
No, they win.
Second place in the AFC.
They win the division.
Yeah.
They win the division.
Maybe.
No, they win the division.
Potentially.
Go ahead.
Probably not.
Go ahead.
I mean, we kind of went back and forth here already. Nothing much that you didn't already cover, right? Yet nothing splashy, nice and quiet on the Bills' home front. I agree with you. I think they got to go linebacker, and I think that everybody's kind of in agreement that the best available is going to be Jeremiah Osu Koromoa. I apologize if I totally butchered that. But I think if you did watch some Fighting Irish football, he was the bright spot of that Notre Dame defense this year. Because there wasn't too much, in my opinion, that, I mean, yes, I understand. I'm not Notre Dame Fighting Irish fans. I understand they did what they did in the playoffs this year. They at least made it. Congratulations. In a COVID year, this is definitely not a Notre Dame Fighting Irish defense of the past. And I would also say that there was one standout, and it was this man, Jeremiah. I think he will find his home with the Bills and continue to contribute to the most slept on defense in all of football. I think they do end up at a 12-6 position. 2 losses, particularly to the Miami Dolphins, are going to impact that greatly, and they're going to come in second place here in the AFC West.
All right. East, there you go. So the next one is, we're going to save the...
Face of the franchise, sponsored by Mistakes.
Actually, it's funny, you said AFC West. We're going to save the AFC West last because they had the Super Bowl participant. So we're going to go to my favorite division, AFC North, next episode. And you know where that's going to lead. So,
should be fun.
Get your popcorn ready. So now to our argument of the day.
Yes.
What is the most undervalued position?
Now, what we ended up going here is we kind of both ended that while Nude kind of had trouble landing where he wanted to go. Why don't you say that first, and we kind of changed the tune of the debate here in our Nude and Joe's Debate of the Week.
So we both agree that the most overvalued position is the quarterback position, and we both thought about running backs at one point, and we were like, could they? But I mean, at this point, like, I think
it's the Super Bowl stat.
It's the Super Bowl stat. No leading rusher has won the Super Bowl since Evan Smith. Wide receivers, I think they're properly getting their money. LT and linebackers, rushers, all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So Joey landed on centers.
Yeah.
I don't think he thinks they're undervalued. I think they're properly valued. I think a lot of people, especially now with the Lindsey pickup from the Chargers, feel that you need that cohesiveness between your center and your quarterback, like his blindside tackle. Could they get paid more? For sure. 100%.
Yes.
But to say that they're undervalued, I don't see it. I was more on the impression of the tight end position. Why do I feel like the tight end position is undervalued? Well, here's the thing. Look at the 3 top tight ends. Darren Waller, George Kittle, Travis Kelce.
Mm-hmm.
they're all playmakers. They're all somebody that if you have on your team, it's a match-up fucking nightmare. Literally. Any team who gets those three teams automatically become a team you're like, oh shit, watch out for that team. So if you put Travis Kelce on the Dolphins are elevated to a point where you're like, maybe I'd probably agree.
Like a Super Bowl team, right?
Yeah. Centers, the same thing.
And with that argument though, aren't you putting value on tight ends?
I think that, but that's the thing, right?
Well, you said that the media would say that, the people would say that, right?
Also, the fantasy aspect, too.
But if, let's say, Marquise Pouncey at his prime went over to the Chiefs, would anybody say that there's going to be a difference maker in that?
No.
There arguably would be. I would argue that Marquise Pouncey would allow the Chiefs to win one or two more games.
I think nowadays, with what we saw at the Super Bowl this year, with what happened to Mahomes running for his life, people are putting the lineman position in the forefront, finally. That's why Swell and all these linemen are getting picked early, and because people want them. Center position, I get it. Centers are not... I could get Ben Jones from fucking Alabama from back in the day and be totally fine. But also, think about it. The fantasy aspect of with tight ends...
You're doing what you do best, and that's arguing for me.
I know. I'm probably... Because this is a hard position to stand on, because it's like... I don't see them being undervalued. I think they're just fine where they are, and I don't know. And for the center position, at least, for the tight end position, they're getting cruxed because of the fantasy aspect, and a lot of people don't understand the impact of a Tooney, or of an Evan Ingram, or of Gesicki.
Name your middle tier average tight end.
Because, okay, Gronk. Here, Gronk.
Jeremy Sprinkle putting blocks in there.
Gronk is a great example. Gronk is a very good example. Gronk wasn't Gronk this year. But Tom Brady said he was valuable because he learned how to block. He learned how to be a blocking tight end.
Yeah.
Blocking tight ends are...
See, that's where you went wrong.
Yeah.
That's what you should have argued. Because here's what I'm going to come back and
my thing is, we're going around the circle.
You already built yourself into a corner that you can't build yourself back out of now. Because here it is. The tight end position and the players that you discussed, Travis Kelce, you used Gronkowski as an example. Nude. These are the most popular players besides quarterbacks in the fucking sport. They are the most celebritized, most celebrated. Yes.
Tight ends?
Yes. Most galvanized.
Come on, buddy.
Praised position besides the wide receiver.
I'm usually on your side.
There is so much love and so much notoriety given to tight ends. The legend of the tight end is insane.
No.
You should have done blocking tight ends. That's the position that I would even maybe let you beat me with center. Here's why, and let me get into this and I'll let you rebuttal. Let me rebuttal for a moment.
Okay.
Here's why center is crucially important. And here's why you argue against yourself besides saying maybe players like Gronkowski and Travis Kelce and saying that if they move to a team, they're automatically Super Bowl contenders, therefore saying that the tight end position is very highly valued.
That was a bad argument.
That was a terrible argument. Thank you very much for that. Not only on top of all that, but let's say you get somebody that's not, does not snort this when they wake up in the morning. Does not snort football when they wake up in the morning. Okay? Let's say you get somebody that, let's go back to that trust fund kid. Okay? Trust fund kid's dad owns the Miami Dolphins. A couple years down the road, the trust fund kid all of a sudden owns the Miami Dolphins. Or let's say you have an owner, like, I don't know, let's say a 3'5" little, excuse my language here, or excuse my term, but Jewy troll, and little Jewy troll. No disrespect to Jews, I love you all very much. You are very creative and very undervalued yourself. Lots of love there. Passover, hope you guys had a great Passover, just happened. But with that being said, this little Jewy evil troll went ahead and, I don't nothing on naming any specific GMs by any means, aka Dan Snyder, that go ahead and do not know how important that center value position is. Do not know how much that chemistry required with the quarterback and the center makes a difference for any team. Game in, game out, play in, play out, practice in, practice out. Because that center position, dude, is the lifeblood. It is the heart of any football team. Yes, a lot of people want to say, yes, it's the quarterback. Oh, what are you talking about? The center gets that ball to the quarterback. They have to have an ultimate chemistry. The center is the number one guy protecting the quarterback. This position gets continually ignored and is the person who's not getting up in the morning snorting football, and then you get them into a GM position and you don't, and they're like, we can have whoever at center. I can get at center. And then that's when, that starts the degradation of a team, in my opinion. That starts the downfall of a team, in my opinion. When you don't have that good core, your team falls apart, or you get quarterbacks that are running around for 500 yards in a Super Bowl due to 2 left tackles being injured. Yes, I understand that. But running around in a Super Bowl and you fall short of that Super Bowl. Now, maybe Chiefs not best example because that wasn't their exact situation, but you get what I'm saying here. Linemen, particularly the center position, is so undervalued, so disrespected constantly. Nobody grows up saying they want to be a center. Nobody gives the love or attention to the center that they deserve. That position is instrumental to a QB and a team's success. And if you don't have a Marquise Pouncey, or you don't have that sort of leader at that center position, then you are fucked.
Okay.
Thank you.
No, I mean, usually when these arguments happen, I'm not usually like, I just pick the position, to be honest. But I do agree, centers are a very main point. I mean, Joe, you didn't have to go far. Peyton Manning with Jeff Saturday, easy point. But when you go into the league, Jeff Saturday is known. Yes, I understand the casual fan doesn't know offensive linemen. It's fine, it happens. Yes, and you saying tight ends being celebrated is not.
They are!
They're not.
If you start this argument with blocking tight ends, you would finally win a debate.
Travis Kelce,
but because
George
of that,
Kittle,
you're now going 0-3 against me because you can't name. Don't tell me.
0-3?
Don't
In
tell
that
me
argument?
these tight
Are you
ends
serious?
are some of the biggest.
Wait. I'm 0-3 in an argument with you?
Yes.
No.
You're 0-3 in these.
I'm 2. You're 1.
We need to start. How did you do this ranking?
Are you serious?
People
said I was right about the Cam Newton thing. And
your friends.
No, everybody.
Uh-huh.
I saw. I'm not gonna say his name. One of our friends who was in between.
Whatever. That friend always will go against me no matter what I say.
No, it's not Jeff.
Okay.
It's not Jeff.
Okay. Don't tell me off here. That's fine. And I swear to God, if it's Dominic Michael, that doesn't count either.
No, that doesn't count.
Okay.
I'm not. It's a friend who's closer to you who said, yes, you were right on the two things.
So Michael Donahue.
Oh shit! Well, yeah.
I didn't take too long to do the technical.
Okay.
That doesn't count either. He's gonna go against whatever I say too.
Joey, because it's a stupid argument. Those 2 arguments are stupid. This one, yes, you got me because I had no idea.
We're gonna start putting these up for votes. That's what we're gonna start fucking doing.
Cam Newton is not a Hall of Famer.
Yes, he is.
No, he's not.
And you know what? I don't trust that because I had to attend my father's birthday, so I think there's a lot of bias against Joey that day already going into it. So of course he's gonna give you those 2 dubs. I already had a lot of bias and hate going into me on that Sunday when you guys had that conversation.
Taysom Hill got voidable years, buddy. That's it.
Pointless contract.
Alright, anyways. That was our argument.
You're 0-3.
That's our argument. So
and the 2 people that go against me the most does not
Joey,
count
how about
as
this?
people saying they agree.
You
Those
love
2 people,
you love your
my
little,
my 2 closest friends, go against me no matter what I say.
You love the little Instagram poll shit. Why don't you put it on Instagram? Poll it.
I will poll all 3.
All 3?
All 3.
I swear on my life I'll win 2 of
No,
them.
you gotta poll, you gotta do it on yours too though. You gotta pull all 3 on yours too.
You do it and I can just, what's it called?
No, that's a lazy man thing.
That's a repost.
You do individual separate post, I'll do individual separate post.
Repost. Just do it. What the fuck is the difference?
Fuck you.
That's what I thought. Because you really want to
Because they can't vote on your shit.
Want.
There are people that see my shit
You
and
want. No, I
will be able to vote.
You can do it.
Can you?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Do one and I'll show you.
Okay. Moving on. You're 0-3. I'm 3-0.
I bet you I bet you my life that two.
I wish we weren't doing the next episode right after this, so we could.
So that was the episode of Face of Franchise. Shout out to our sponsors as always. Seductions by Jax. Get your lashes, get your hair dyed, get everything from A to Z. She does the best. Follow her on IG and her website, the LLC.
Also, could do male clients.
All of them. Eyesight Mobile Eyewear Company. The company that comes to you for your eyewear needs. Follow them on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, and their website, Eyesight with an Eye. They come to you 20/20 vision, as well as our clothing line that always keeps us tight. Finest clothing money can buy. Stuck Up Clothing.
Hey,
Stuck Up Clothing LLC. Follow them on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Their website as well. New releases coming soon. Joey.
And Best Barbershop, the best haircut money can buy as well. So go get your best fashion money can buy, then go get your best haircut money can buy. Best Barbershop is off of Ashburn Road, right by Partless.
There you go. And this is the Face of the Franchise. I am your host, Michael the Farishanuti. That is Little Joe. Stay breezy, stay easy, and one love.
Ha ha!